In this section of the course, we're going to be looking at the concept of sustainability. Now, if you do a Google search for the term and looking for a definition, you'll find lots of different definitions, and they're all related in some way. However, I think it's a good idea that we spend a little bit of time just looking at the concept as an overview so we can work out how we're going to approach it in this course and from this context, particularly from the context of timber as a material and the timber industry. So what is sustainability? The Brundtland Report to the United Nations defines sustainable development as development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. And goes on to say, only sustainable development could blend the fulfillment of human needs with the protection of air, soil, water, and all forms of life. And that leads us on to this next idea, the 3 pillars of sustainability. Today, sustainability emphasises the concept of the interconnectedness of environmental, economic, and social dimensions. Thinking about the environment is important, but for a product to be truly sustainable, it needs to consider how people are affected and it needs to make economic sense. These are the 3 pillars of sustainability: environmental, social, and economic. An analogy of a stool, particularly a 3-legged stool, is useful. If one leg is removed, the stool will fall over. And it's the same with the 3 pillars of sustainability. All areas are interdependent, all are necessary. The environmental aspects of sustainability. These seem to be the most obvious. The environment is our air, water, land, animals, and plant growth. Every product we buy consumes these resources and can potentially impact negatively on the environment. Looking after the environment entails reducing the impacts of material sourcing, conserving and recycling resources, reducing waste, and reducing the impacts of product use and disposal. When designing and using products, we need to minimise our disruption of ecological systems, both large and small. Social aspects of sustainability. The social aspect of sustainability is about ensuring the needs of people are considered and addressed. The safety and health of all people is important, whether they are the workers, retailers, partners, designers, suppliers, consumers who use the products, or those who live near the factories or processing plants. In the context of the timber industry in Australia, when we consider the social aspects of sustainability, we might think about the communities that rely on forests for employment, which could be from logging or also from tourism. Economic aspects of sustainability. Economic growth is important for nations, companies, and individuals. But to contribute to sustainability, economic growth needs to occur without negatively impacting on community well-being or environmental integrity. It is also important that sustainable products are profitable so that environmental and social principles can be ongoing, supported by financial stability and growth for all involved. Workers should be paid fairly for their efforts. You can see how this is closely connected to social sustainability as it relates to working and living conditions. Another thing to consider, which is not strictly part of the 3 pillars of sustainability, but it's still very important to consider when we're talking about this as an issue, and that's the supply chain, particularly in this modern world. Part of the creation and development of innovative, sustainable products is ensuring that their journey to market, the supply chain, has been ethically sound. Some companies try to distance themselves from the impacts of the products they make or distribute. They blame their suppliers for any problems or plead ignorance. However, businesses have a responsibility to know the origins of raw materials, that workers in the supply chain have been fairly treated, and what impact manufacturing processes have had on the environment. Informed consumers are looking for this transparency. They want clear facts without important information being hidden from them.